Heyo, and welcome back to the Boston Sports Brothers podcast. Almost a full crew this evening. J Matt flying the friendly skies, but we have somebody who isn't flying the friendly skies with us tonight. None other than the return of Max, Irky, Irlander, along with Kraz, Big E, and Gabe. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing
How
good
we
after
doing?
How we
Patriots
doing?
win.
Yeah, we have a lot to dive into, obviously. Big weekend for both baseball and football. We're going to start football tonight, as Big E just mentioned. Patriots' first win of the season coming down in Miami. Crazy game back and forth. Lots of good, lots of bad, lots to dissect. Let's sort of just do opening takes. Everyone put about 30, 60 seconds of your takeaways from the game. We'll talk it all out. Big E's got the Patriots background, so I'm going to start with him first. We'll kick it to Gabe, Kraz, and Irky. You'll take us around the league. What else did you see when we get to you? But Big E, take it away.
Yeah, my big take here is Ramondre Stevenson. Maybe the thoughts of his demise were a little bit too early. Dude looked awesome. And I think just in general, besides the running game, I think the other big thing that I took away from the game is kickoffs are electric and they are fun again. I love the kickoff. I love this new rule. It's exciting. You get to see actually like a ball that gets put in play and a return that actually happens. And as much as it sucked to have our punt return for a touchdown, it's pretty cool in the next play to have a kickoff return for a touchdown. So special teams ruin the day.
Special
Very
teams was
nice.
like really one of those things all around. I mean, it was hitting every game. I mean, I saw it in the Steelers game too. But sorry, continue.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess
Oh
I would
God, Mr.
say,
Six, no 6 to midnight for Gabe today. Tempered
yeah,
Gabe coming in.
a tempered Gabe. No. Are we not entertained? Like that was definitely an entertaining game. I'm feeling good after a Patriots win. This team needs that good morale and that good juju going in the locker room right now. And I think this win, even though in my mind all day I've been debating whether it's like just it looked good because it's two of the crappiest teams going against each other, or if the Patriots are actually going to be able to build off this and kind of start making headway here. See Drake May kind of develop more. He looked great. I will say he looked great in that game. It's not so often you can say that, but I mean he was going up against again another a beat up Miami defense that just lets up yards like no other team right now. So, biggest takeaway is I'm happy. The Patriots don't win very often post Brady, and it feels good to get one, and I'm ready to get another one.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a new era, right? It's the Vrabel era. Vrabel got his first win as the Patriots head coach. That's, kind of what we want to see. It Unfortunately, it was a sloppy game. There were a lot of penalties on both sides. Special teams again. Andy, I'm very.
Aurora
I don't know how. I don't know.
Borealis.
I don't know how you got a game ball from Vrabel, but you did. You managed to get a game ball from Vrabel. I don't know how, but you did. You're not working at Lowe's this
Oh,
week,
we
so
got to
you got to
talk about that
pass.
video too.
Oh
You got to
yeah.
pass for this week. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing with the Patriots is, especially with Mike McCarthy and what's going down there, he's kind of just
Mike
turning
McCarthy.
into
You mean
shambles. Yeah,
McDaniels? McDaniels?
I mean McDaniels. Sorry,
Oh,
thank you.
he's gone. He's a fried
He's
fish.
Yeah, he's just out there in space, and we just took advantage. I had very mixed feelings about this game because we always Miami always plays us very well when we go down there. It's just a known thing. So that just initially in my stomach was just like, oh, this is going to be close. This isn't going to be good. But to see Drake May actually throw the ball, not have those jitters like he did before. I mean, he did have a little bit of those jitters, but he was still pretty accurate with his throws. It allows him to build a rapport with that wide receiver staff, and that's exactly what I want to see. And the one person I was looking out for was when I was watching the game was Will Campbell. I made sure to keep an eye on big old 63 over there because I wanted to see how
LSU.
he was doing, and he was doing well, man.
He had a
He
great
was
game.
holding his own. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
holding his
Yeah.
own on the left side. So I'm completely content.
A few too many penalties for my liking for the O-line.
Yes.
Morgan Moses had 3 false starts, and Campbell
Which
had one.
12 years
Too,
in, as
Henderson
those
had a
yeah,
few
you
too
too.
shouldn't
many.
be doing that.
Henderson had a really poor day from a penalty standpoint. But listen, I agree with all the sentiments, fellas. A win is a win. They're damn lucky Devon Achane stepped out of bounds, so I'll tell you that. But
Oh,
look, you'll take them any way that you can get them. I think it goes back to what Gabe said. Can they sort of ride this into some momentum? Winnable games. I mean, Pittsburgh, beatable opponent. Carolina, beatable opponent. Somehow, some way, make Gillette Stadium be a place where it's somewhat difficult to play for an opponent. Use it to your advantage here in the next couple weeks. It was a good win for the team, though. Good to see it. Let's quickly talk about the post game video where they're in the locker room
yeah.
handing out the balls, and Bobby Boy comes in and just completely says, "This is my show, Mr. Vrabel. I'll be speaking from here." But yeah, the game balls. Can't believe that Aurora Borealis got one over Drake, but I think he's going to wait to give one to Drake. But any thoughts from that? And then Irky will kick it to you.
That was absolutely embarrassing for Robert Kraft. I just like to say, oh, audible, like, and then just take the shine away from Vrabel in that moment, and then all his players as well. I understand he was giving Vrabel a game ball, but I mean, you can do that in your own time and let the players get their shine. So I don't know. I just Kraft just has he always needs to put his foot into something, and this one was a little cringe in my opinion.
I don't think it's just a craft thing though. Like I don't know if you guys saw the one after the Giants Cowboys game in the Cowboys locker room,
Jerry
but
Jones.
Jerry Jones is yelling like a little kid when they're all celebrating, and it's like, listen, maybe these billionaires shouldn't be allowed in the locker room after these wins. I understand that they're owners, but maybe the players and the coaching staff, the ones who actually are putting in the work every week to win these games, maybe they should be the ones part of the celebrations. And you want to know what? I'll make a lone exception for these Super Bowls. If you win a Super Bowl as an owner, you can celebrate as much as you want. But for a regular season game, probably not the best place for you to be
Get out of
celebrating.
there. Go
Like,
away.
think about the optics.
Uh-oh, Crash just R2S2
Well,
in
you just
true
said go you just
fashion.
said go away, and Kratz like, all right,
He
fine.
I
really
wasn't
did.
talking to you, bro. I
R2S2
swear.
got a command and just completely fell out
Kratz,
of favor.
come
I'm
back.
sorry,
Come
man. I
back.
Uh,
didn't
We
mean it.
miss you.
we do. He's back. He's back.
He's
Okay.
back.
All right. Woo.
Woo. Woo.
R2S2, as always, coming in
Woo.
hot.
And it was also hilarious in that video how, like you said, Aurora Borealis got a game ball, and like the cheers were just so like muted for him compared to everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, listen, good win. Lots to improve upon. Beatable opponents. Keep it rolling. We'll take them any way they can. Irky, we had another wild game, probably the game of the week that happened down
Good Lord.
in Dallas. Obviously, a tough one for your G-men, but quick take on what you saw there, and you were talking about special teams around the league as well. I think we should definitely talk the kickoff rule and anything else from around the league, fellas. Irky, take it away.
Well, big thing in the Giants game this past weekend. Like you guys said in your game, penalties. There were, I want to say it was 5 penalties called on James Hudson in the first series. I mean, it's hard to, really work on a drive and get in the end zone when you're constantly being hampered. One of them was after a 50-yard deep ball by Russ connection. I think it was with Wandale Robinson. So I saw a lot I liked from the Giants this weekend, but I did see plenty that made me scratch my head.
Wasn't
But
there
as
like four in one play? Or
yeah,
like one
it
drive?
wasn't one play, but one drive. Yeah, it was a holding. Then I think on that same throw where Russ threw a deep ball to Robinson, Hudson was like straddling over one of the Cowboys players, and like, of course you're gonna get called for that. Like, what are you doing here? And then what was crazy to me is that he acted surprised when he got benched right afterwards. Like, but then what things started to pick themselves up around. The offense came off to a hot start, which is not something we've been able to see for a while. Russ cooked. I mean, he had a career day. The deep ball, something again, haven't seen that in a while. Even
That's
though
right,
our
Giants country.
previous quarterback is also dominating, or not dominating, but Danny Dimes is doing his thing over in Indianapolis, and I'm
Sure
happy
is.
for him. He needed a fresh
He's
start. It
killing
is
it.
what it is. he's killing it over there. But and I wish him success as well. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Russ. And it was unfortunate how the game ended. Neighbors had that beautiful catch in the end zone. I know Eric, he helped your fantasy day. He helped my fantasy day as well. Um, things look good, but the
Boo.
defense has some work. Oh, well, sorry, Gabe. I know
Hey.
you guys are facing each other this week, but overall, I want to see the defense not give up so many yards. I want to see more. I saw, Abdul Carter get into the action a little bit there. I want to see that those front guys like Carter, Sexy Dexy, Kayvon Thibodeau. Brian Burns was getting into it, and they had to even spot him back a little bit, in
Dirty.
as coverage. So that was pretty cool to see as well. And so hopefully things are going to look up. I'm actually boots on the ground. I know you guys like that. I'll be at the Giants Chiefs game coming up this weekend.
Let's go
There you go. A
Giants.
You should,
matchup of two 0-2 teams in the Meadowlands. How
right?
about
I know,
that?
and that
You
was
should
a,
you
that's a
should
pretty
yell at
interesting
Taylor
thing there.
Swift and also yell at Jackson Mahomes too.
Well,
No
I'll be
one
yelling for
no.
the Giants.
No one likes Jackson.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
Did you
not on
see
TikTok.
what they
I
did
can't
with
say
Taylor
about
Swift? They
that.
like used like a rolling barrier to take her around
I don't
the
give a
stadium.
shit
It was
about Taylor
insane.
Swift
Just
in the
walk
NFL.
around like you usually have with security. I don't know why people can't see
more
her.
than they do for the
She's a
president.
VIP.
Whatever. Good for her. I mean, listen, I think the league's a bit all over the place. You look at records after 2 weeks, teams that you didn't expect to see in places are at the bottom or towards the top. Miami's a dumpster fire. McDaniel will be fired at some point this season. Mark that one down. Sort of thoughts around the leagues, fellas. The kickoff I think is great, makes it a play. I think they said returns are up to about 75%. So you like to see that. Big collisions, big plays, obviously, for the Pats. Uh, to Monday night, the slate yesterday from a like timing standpoint was terrible though. You can't have 9 games in the 1 o'clock window
And then
and
like
then
three.
three in the 4 o'clock. You got to
Yeah.
go at least 8-4, 7-5. Really, you don't get your money's worth with that YouTube TV or Red Zone. You can't go quad box. It's bullshit. Bullshit.
It,
I
it
mean,
that I just
everybody was watching Chiefs Eagles. It was like the whole country's TV map was Chiefs Eagles, and it's
yeah,
like,
but you
oh,
want to
Super
what?
Bowl rematch. But come on,
But you want to know what they should have gone 8-4. Like I don't understand why going 9-3 makes any sense.
Well, that clown Goodell is part of the problem. I don't know what else around the league. I mean, anything
The
else
tush
that
push.
you had to
I
take
got
away?
a
The
few.
tush push is
The
The
tush push
definitely
clear,
is getting
clear, yeah.
exposed.
Joe
I got a
Burrow.
few.
Clear offsides, yeah.
Burrow
There's
goes
a
down.
there's a
Irky
Burrow's
number
has a
of
going
A
QB
down.
list.
lot of
injuries.
injuries. A lot of
McCarthy,
quarterback injuries.
Yeah.
McCarthy's
Sucks.
out.
AJ
McCarthy.
McCarthy is out. Joe
You got
Burrow's. What they
injured?
said. Joe
Yeah,
Burrow
he's
Yeah.
out
left
2 to
toe
3 weeks, I
ligament
think.
damage is what they're saying. Yeah, lots of
Burrow.
Burrow's
injuries
out with
early on
turf
in the
toe.
season. Yep.
Who else, Max?
Um. Let's see.
There was one other significant. Jaden Daniels
It was
went
another
down with a
quarterback.
knee
Dan
injury.
Daniels. Yep, that's the one.
Currently
Yep,
questionable.
it's tough.
And his biggest thing was durability coming out of the draft, so maybe that's already rearing its ugly head here. So that's something to keep an eye on.
It's
Yeah, for
crazy
sure.
how quick Brock Purdy's done for 5, 6
Purdy's
weeks
out.
here.
Yep.
You got four
Mac
four
Jones,
starting quarterbacks.
The
Oh,
Mac
QB
Jones,
carousel.
unbelievable. Comes in
Three
and has
touchdowns.
one of his best performances. I bet him to throw an INT, and that didn't happen somehow.
The
So,
one
I,
time.
I, I love the spite bet though. The spite bet on him to throw an INT is fantastic.
oh,
Keep
it's
that
great.
keep it
Yeah.
get it
rolling.
going.
Liam,
But
That's
he
how I
throws
felt
for
about
like
Dak,
300
and he did
yards.
do it, so that helped out that day. But
Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence going at it with each other. That was something to see. Yeah, it was the league. It's been 2 really good weeks of football, I'd say, and
It
enjoyable games.
it feels
I
like obviously Philadelphia is one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. But honestly, it feels like at least in
Green
the
Bay.
AFC and in Green Bay, it feels like the AFC is a little bit more wide open than it has been in the past. You have the Kings of the last 8 years, the Chiefs who have really fallen on their face and they don't look like they scare anyone offensively at all. So I think for me, the big thing that I keep thinking about here is I don't know who's going to emerge out of the AFC. I think it could be the Chargers?
Baltimore.
Could it be Baltimore?
Baltimore,
Baltimore.
Buffalo.
Could it be
The
Buffalo?
lead dog, I think.
There's a
I
lot of possibilities.
I think you can't really count against Buffalo right now. Buffalo seems to be the one. I mean,
Yeah.
Josh Allen had a so-so day, whatever, a good day, but not a throwing for a million yards or anything, and they ran the ball like crazy. James Cook had like how many touchdowns? I mean,
Two.
they were dominating. Yeah, he had two that day, so they were dominating that day more on the ground than throwing the ball. But they're just such a fully faceted team. I think, in my opinion, it's between Buffalo and Baltimore out of the AFC.
I
Those
don't know.
are
I'm not going to discount someone like the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers are primed to make a run, and people might crap on him, but I think Jim Harbaugh is a great
They have a good
coach.
coach. Yep.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Uh,
So interesting. I
For
mean, I think the teams in the league are going to shift. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say for me, Buffalo has just been on the precipice of trying to get there, and for the last like 4 years, and I just feel like it's their year this year to get there. Whether or not they beat who they, are playing against in the Super Bowl is a completely different story. I mean, Green Bay is a monster. Eric, you mentioned the other Philadelphia also is a monster, but again, it's so hard to repeat in the NFL
Detroit.
that,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's not
Detroit.
discount Detroit. Like I think the
Yeah,
demise of them
and that was
was
just
way too early.
one little
Way too
flub
early.
game. Everyone was saying that they're not going to be good because they lost their offensive coordinator, yada yada yada. Then they go and put up however many points, what,
50
40,
burger. 50
50 burger.
burger.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
So I
Chicago.
mean,
Blech.
and Caleb Williams is just smiling.
Oh, I
With
mean,
his
that guy
painted nails.
sucks.
Where's his
Hey,
mommy
you
now?
want know what's funny? You go back to the
Yeah.
draft from last year with the first three quarterbacks taken. I would argue that Caleb Williams is the third worst quarterback out of those three, and I don't think it's even close.
We really
And
haven't seen it yet.
I would also argue that Jaden Daniels has more weapons than all of them as well. So I don't want to say it's easier for him, but it makes things a,
I don't know, man.
yeah,
Even Caleb has some
Talk
nice
about
weapons.
Chicago's got a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
Talk
yeah,
about one of
Drake
yeah,
that.
Jaden Daniels. His weapons just went down. Austin Eckler, he torn Achilles. I
yes,
saw. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's a tough one right there too.
Sad for
Um,
Austin Excellent. He was a great player, great fantasy player for a long time. Hope he comes back and recovers. I would hate to see that be the end of his career, but
Seems
shitty way
like
to
it.
go down early in the season.
yeah, yeah, it's
Could
tough.
be. Could be. Yeah, I mean, we just talked about a lot of different things across the league here. I mean, it's a little bit all over the place. It's fun because you have some teams that are sort of towards the top as we talked about, but a lot of jockeying for position, some open lanes, if you will, to playoff spots in both conferences. So, NFL
That's
going
the
to be
bros unscripted.
that's the Bros Unscripted. It was yeah, good chatter, good banter, boys. But bringing it back to the Pats, and then we'll move to some baseball talk here. Winnable games here against Carolina and Pittsburgh to start. If you can come out of these first four games where you're somehow 3-1 and you go into a Week 5 matchup with Buffalo on Sunday Night Football with a little bit of something to play for. And it will be a big game regardless. But if you can somehow go into that game 3-1, hopefully 2-2 at the very least, there'll be good things to talk about. So,
Big weekend that weekend, anyways. So that's just like the little cherry on top of on
oh,
that
the
weekend.
best the
I
best
wonder
part
what else
about
is
that,
going on.
I don't know what else is going on. Does Gabe know what else is going on?
What's happening that weekend?
Who are we
Hmm.
playing that weekend?
I think we should just call him. I think we should just call him Mr. Party. I feel like the party doesn't stop with this guy.
I mean, yeah, at this point, he's just put him in a suit and trot him out wherever you need him. Uh,
Yep. I'm not
so,
even taking it off.
the fucking kid brought the jacket to 100 degrees in Austin and said, "Fuck it, I'm wearing it." That was an impressive
And he was a
performance.
stud. He looked like a stud.
He did.
Yep.
He
Certainly
did.
outdressed every single one of us, that's for sure. Uh,
Just
good
means I'm
stuff
getting
on
old.
football, boys. That Sunday night football game versus the Bills will be a great cherry on top to a fantastic weekend for Mr. Gabe and soon to be Mrs. Gabe. Kraz, you're back, which is good. Hopefully you can set the table here on the Red Sox and the Evil Empire. Huge series took place at Fenway. Irky over there doing some motions and gestures
A
and
little smirking from
little
Murky.
little
Whatever. 9-4,
gyroing
nine and
of the
four,
A
nine
little
body.
and four,
smirky from
Uh,
Murky.
nine and
Sam went
four,
off to
nine
all
and
spit
right.
the
four.
salts.
Now I gotta let's set some ground rules here. Sam talks, then Max talks, and we don't interrupt each other while this happens. Sam, your time starts now. Go. Talk.
Oh
Or it's gonna be
no.
Max's turn. And then you
Max's
can
turn.
go.
What?
Well,
Fucking talk about the
what do
Red
we
Sox.
what do we got here? The Yankees, the Red Sox. They faced each other this weekend. It was a hard fought series on both sides, especially last night. What do you know? all this smirking in the background over here. How are you guys feeling about your Red Sox right now?
Not good.
It
You know,
hasn't been
since
I
Ro
good.
since Ro since Roman Anthony went down, no bueno.
Bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
it
mean,
it's a
for
tough
me
race for both of us,
personally,
I think.
it's we are going through a little bit of a struggle.
Just a hair. We'll be okay.
Is he there?
I don't know. I don't understand what's going on.
Me either. I'm confused.
Sam, are
Well,
you going to talk about the Red Sox or no? Are you okay? Do you need to
Damn.
go
Can you
into
hear me?
timeout? Now
Yes.
we can, but you're sitting there as if we're not talking to you otherwise.
Oh,
Oh,
he's gone.
Oh my God.
He said,
I
"I can't
can't
talk
tell.
about the Red Sox. I can't
I
talk about the
can't
Red
tell if it's
Sox."
technical
he's
difficulties or if he's just sitting there looking at us like we're fucking stupid. Nah.
Oh my God. Well, one thing I
Well,
will say,
yeah,
I'll
let's
talk
just
about
talk about it.
Roman Anthony real quick. I think when he went down, that was really tough for the team. Obviously, they were uh like 40 something wins and to 20 losses with him in the lineup, and now without him, they're 4-6. So they're definitely missing that bat in the lineup. Krasner, can you hear us?
Of course. Yeah.
Ah,
there he
hello.
is.
Oh,
No, so with the Sox, they're going through a little bit of a struggle, but also at the same time, their starters ERA over the past 5 games is, I believe, been where's my little stat book here? We've had a 3.80 ERA, which means that it our pitchers are allowing us to stay in the game. Yes, the Yankees took 2 out of 3 from us, but we've also took nine out of however many from you guys. So okay, you guys won a series against us at home. We swept you at home. I'm not really worried about going into Yankee Stadium to play you guys. I think we're really very evenly matched. Clearly, it shows that on the record. It's gonna come down to is starting pitching and the bullpen. And that's really what it's gonna that and I think the managing. I think you get a little bit more out of your manager in the postseason in the MLB than you do with other sports.
Well, then
Um,
you guys win right there because Boone sucks.
I was gonna say the thing with Cora is he really knows how to push the right buttons for these guys and send up the right people at the right time. So that's what gives me a lot of optimism to be able to at least move forward and around against you guys. We went up against Max Fried once and believe we batted him around pretty well. He kind of held us to a brim on what was it Saturday. So you guys
Hmm.
did really well in that game. Again, Lucas Giolito and Brian Bayo have been nothing but studs for us. So, they still kept us in the game, so to speak, for the most part. So I'm really not concerned. These guys have been doing really well considering what we've had. And if I were to tell any of you guys that Lucas Giolito would have as many strikeouts, innings pitched and the ERA that he has, you'd probably call me crazy. So I'm completely content, and I think this team's just kind of gearing up for the postseason. Let's just get us there. They're bringing up some young arms. Garrett Crochet has never gone over 200 innings pitched. He's at 191 right now. There's still however many days left in the season. What, 15 days left in the season? So there's still a lot of time left on his arm too. I don't really, do I envision us going and winning the World Series? No. Can it happen? 100%. But at the same time, I don't want to blow his arm out. Max, I know you can 100% identify with that because, you guys
Hmm.
rode Garrett Cole and unfortunately, do I think that's the reason why he blew his ACL? No, but I mean ACL, sorry, UCL, no, but it could have contributed. I mean, he was a goat for you guys, or a horse rather.
Yeah, you definitely have to take care of your pitchers. You definitely see a lot of younger pitchers hit some leashes with innings limits as you get into this part of this. They call it the dog days of the summer, September, and for a reason. It's a lot of patchwork when it comes to putting rotations together, unless you're really fighting for something, which I think both these teams really are. And in that sense, Crochet, like you said, he is a dog. I remember earlier in the summer when we faced him, he held us all the way through 8, 9 innings shutout ball until Judge got to him. And I mean, Judge is just Judge. He's just going to get to everybody. He had a really good series this go around, and he's lighting up at the right time. Hopefully, he could change the narrative that you guys were so kind to bring up last time I was on your guys' podcast about his playoff performances. We really need him to lead the way in that. But I think we're both in very similar situations in that respect. The Red Sox, they're very gritty. They play hard. They can play the small ball. With the Yankees, it's a little different. They're like the long ball, but I'm hopeful we have a guy like Caballero who was a good trade deadline get who can put some speed on the base paths. That'll help in the playoffs. I remember, flashback to that Kansas City team that won the World Series years ago when they were stealing bases like crazy. I think small ball and elements like that are going to be very necessary in the postseason. You can't just rely on the long ball as the Yankees have, and a lot of teams have in the past. So it's going to be exciting to see. The playoff race is shaping out. I think we have a 2.5 game lead. I'm not sure if that's on you guys or if that's on the total wild card spot. And our opponents are Minnesota, Baltimore, Chicago White Sox, and Baltimore again. So hoping
nice little cakewalk to the end of the season.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of easier, but at the same time, these are professionals, and these are teams. Some, especially Baltimore, will definitely love to play the disruptor here if they can. We still have to play the games. We're looking right now. Actually, in front of it is a third inning, 0-0. So the bats need to heat up, but Rodon's apparently doing his thing on the mound right now. So, it's gonna be exciting. Postseason's on its way, and October baseball is what we all live for.
Dave, Big E, jump in.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I would say here is like I think it's exciting that both the Red Sox and the Yankees are, in contention, and I think that's one of the best things for baseball. So excited to see that kind of develop and hopefully see each other at some point in the postseason because I think it is the most storied rivalry in all of sports. So I think we all get up for Red Sox Yankees, not just during the regular season, but mostly during the postseason because that's what we've all been accustomed to seeing for, literally the last 30 years or so. So let's add another chapter to the book.
On that note, actually, thank you for reminding me about this. But what did you guys think last night when Chapman threw inside at Jazz? Do you guys think that was intentional after hitting a home run or from the other night or whatever it was? Was it last night or the other night? But it happened this series. He got walked, he hit home run, and then did his little trot. Do you think there was any intentional? I personally thought it could have been a little intentional. He wasn't really, and I wanted it to be intentional, honestly, because I wanted it to be to dust up this rivalry and make it a little gritty again. So
Yeah.
I'm actually curious what you guys thought if you guys thought anything when you saw that.
All I need to say is he's learned how to command his pitches.
He sure has.
So take that
There you
for what
go.
it's
There you
worth.
go. Okay.
Hopefully
Noted.
it's a dust up,
See?
and maybe we'll see some. Well, obviously you don't want to see people get hit, but
Of
a
course.
ball in the tuchus isn't going to be the end of the day. It's okay. It's okay.
Right in
So
the meat.
if right in the meat, if it's fine, if that's the
Especially
case,
if you're the
okay.
big dumper. That's a whole other story. He's got all that back there. He can take
Yeah,
He's
care
yeah.
of
got
that.
a
That's the
yeah,
base.
he's
So that's a
Any
whole other
got a
baseball
whole
story.
player,
cushion.
all of them.
Hey, you know what team is probably the biggest has the biggest role to play in the next 15 games outside of the Red Sox and Yankees? The Tampa Bay Rays. They have 6 games against the Yankees, and I think they have 6 games against the Blue Jays.
And they
The
play
So,
Rays,
us 3 times as
we're
well.
done. We face the O's. We don't face the Rays anymore. We're
oh
done with
no,
them.
I'm sorry. No, maybe we're no. They're facing the Red Sox and they're facing the Blue Jays.
Blue
So
Jays. Oh, that's what
so
it
so
is.
so so it's 9 games against those two teams, 3 against the Red Sox, 6 against the Blue Jays. So
Please
I'm rooting
don't.
for
the
them.
Rays can have a big impact here because the Blue Jays haven't
That
necessarily
division's up
wrapped
for
up
grabs,
haven't
man.
haven't
It
wrapped up the
is.
division yet. So
What is it? Four
there's
games?
there's a lot of things that could
Well, we're
happen.
five and
So
a half. You guys
Yeah.
are three and
Yeah,
a half.
I think, and this is the best part, right? Like we're talking about the division. We're talking about how many games back each team is. We're talking about other teams in the division or in the league that you're rooting for. Like this is when September baseball is at its best because you're like jockeying for the position, home field, all of that's up for grabs. Obviously the wild card's different now that it's a 2 out of 3. So I agree with Big E. Somehow, some way, let's add a chapter to this Red Sox Yankees rivalry from a playoff standpoint. Every time that they have met in the playoffs, it's been absolutely electric. This weekend down at Fenway wasn't down there, but from all accounts and people that were, it's back to the vibes around Fenway that we saw when in 2021. And I'll tell you, living in Boston, living in that neighborhood in 2018 during the World Series is like a memory that I will never ever forget. So if you can get playoff baseball back, and Irky's, we know it's the same in the Bronx, and obviously New York sports fans and the passion there. So if this can somehow be outside of the wild card, great. But if it's where we start, it's where we start. So good series. Good thing the Sox didn't get swept. Otherwise, I think we would be having a much different conversation today. And you got to go take care of business against the A's here, and at least take 2 out of 3. J Matt said they got to go 6-3 on this stretch, so they'd have to sweep. But just come out with winning records. As Tony Maz said, you just got to play 8-7 baseball down the last 15 games of the season to get into the playoffs, get to 90 wins. So you should be able to do that. Any other baseball takeaways, fellas? Anything else from the weekend series playoffs? Otherwise, we'll keep this ship moving forward.
The
Just
only
give
thing
me the
oh, sorry. The only thing I was gonna say
not
is the National League is no slouch. I think like there's some really good teams in the National League too. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that whoever wins, Red Sox, Yankees, or anyone else that they play is going to win this World Series. There is something about these Phillies and these Brewers that are scary.
Never mind, you
Brewers are the
got the
best team in the league.
Dodgers too. I
I
I
mean,
didn't
think
want
we
to.
all saw them in the
I didn't
All-Star
want to
game.
mention them.
I
yeah,
was
Yeah.
I was with
they're
the
there.
Philly fan this weekend, and they are very excited about the
Kyle from
prospects of the postseason right now.
Kyle from Waltham. He could be
50
making
bombs.
Oh,
he could be rejoining the Red Sox this offseason. So
I know.
But
we should
what
have never let
happened
him go.
to
Seriously.
a Trey Turner? I think did he get hurt recently? I think they're losing him for a little time. That's going to definitely impact them going down the line if they can get him healthy. He's a hell of a player. So
Yep.
Add him
Playoffs
to Bryce
coming up,
Harper
and
immediately.
lots of same thing. Spots up for grabs in both leagues. The AL West, the standings have flipped where Houston was in the lead forever. Now Seattle is. So, they got 3 teams vying for playoff spots. AL East got 3 teams, and so we'll see how it all shakes out here. Just get in the dance. Anything can happen from there. And it'll be here before we know it, boys. We'll be paying attention to Sox baseball each and every day and night coming up through the end of the month here. So, going to keep things moving forward into a quick Bruins minute. Gabe, you weren't with us last week. I think we're smelling the preseason is upon us. So,
That's right.
crazy to say that, but just give us a quick Bruins rundown. Anything across the league as well from an NHL standpoint.
Um, Not a whole lot still, but the Bruins start training camp this week. I believe training camp starts on Wednesday, but their first actual practice is on Thursday. They released the roster today, and it is led by Pasternak, McAvoy, and Swayman, and then they've got a bunch of kind of prospects as well to join them in camp and see if someone might not pop on offense, which they desperately need. So we'll see. There's a lot of question marks going into this season, and we need some people to step up this year, and uh, it should be good. It should be a good one. I think their first preseason game is September 21st, I want to say, against the Capitals.
hmm
So we're getting there. We're getting close to
that's
puck
Sunday.
drop on opening night, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy. First preseason game Sunday for the
This Sunday,
Bruins. And
5 o'clock.
look, it's unbelievable that we're at winter sports teams starting to get into, their early season things going on here. But Bruins gotta just same thing. Get in the dance. Anything can happen. Show a better season than they have. I did see Don Sweeney with a press conference sort of say he feels optimistic about the team, especially Marco Stern. One thing to talk about when it comes to the Bruins is how do we feel about them not going into the season with a captain named. Is that any of concern? They've kind of said they want to see how it plays out, but I'm also a little bit intrigued as to why they feel there isn't somebody in line right now. And it at the end of the day, I think you're looking at McAvoy or Pasternak, and are they just giving that time to breathe and see what happens?
I mean, I've heard a lot of different takes on this one. The one that I believe the most is that they made a mistake by making Brad Marchand the captain last year. I think, as great a Bruins player he was for us, I just feel like putting that C on his chest kind of changed him from being able to be that kind of like rat-like player. As a captain, you really got to be a stand-up guy and lead the locker room. And I think the Bruins kind of learned a hard lesson in that last year, as they lost control of the locker room. So I think they're a little hesitant about giving Pasternak the C on his chest. I think he has very similar tendencies as Marchand. I think he's maybe not as much of a rat, but he's just kind of a bit immature, and I don't know if he has those leadership qualities just yet. He still has a lot to prove in that category. I could see McAvoy carrying that C on his chest. I know that might be the unpopular opinion, but I just think that he's more of that. He just has more qualities in that leadership role, being on Team USA and going through what he's gone through. So I don't know. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that one.
My only knock on Charlie is he's not durable, and I feel like I'm not saying that that should be a factor in choosing a captain, but you want your captain to be out there, and I feel like Charlie is always injured every year, and like it's part of the reason he plays hard, and I think that's a great aspect of his game. But you gotta also make sure you're on the ice, and if you're not on the ice, then maybe being the captain isn't the right move. And honestly, I don't think there's anybody else besides the two players that you named, and I tend to lean Pasta. Just because I think like he is a little bit more durable, and I think, but
And he's a
like you said,
superstar.
and he's a superstar. So I don't think it's an easy decision. I think it's a maybe a 60-40 or a 55-45. It's very close. But I do think you're right. I think they did make a mistake with Marchand last year.
Irky,
Can I make a
jump
point
in.
here? I think, yeah. So, I think they traded Marchand mid-year, right, when he was wearing the C. As
Trade
somebody who's
deadline. Yep.
had, yep, as somebody on the Rangers, we've had captains be traded before, and it's always something that really just like kind of smacks you in the face when you hear it because you're like, oh, that's your captain. He's here. He's long term. It's going to be that's the face of our franchise essentially, right? That's who we're looking to when things go wrong. And for them to, I think like Gabe pointed out, they slapped the C on him, but then, the kind of play that he had, and then they felt like they needed to trade him. I think also when you just kind of give out the C without making the full decision and committing to a player like that, it also takes a little bit away from how special it is to be wearing the C. So taking their time and kind of figuring out between these two candidates that you guys have brought up and maybe some others, uh, you know, really could actually help them out in the long run. And having them commit to somebody who they think is a really good fit for their organization in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it. I just thought it was interesting that they didn't, but after hearing the last 5, 10 minutes here, it definitely makes sense, Gabe. I couldn't agree more with what you said. I think maybe the captain isn't necessarily meant for the best player on the team. It's meant for the true leader of the team, and that can certainly be different players in terms of things. So who knows? It could, I would something to keep an eye on is a dark horse candidate that we're not thinking about as well. Um, so we shall see. But exciting to have the black and gold take the ice Sunday night preseason 5 p.m. versus the Capitals. Ovechkin going to increase that goal scoring record. Big E has an antenna up.
I got one quick little Celtics nugget, or it's not about the Celtics, but there's a little Celtics adjacent thought
Niblet?
to it.
Can you
It's a
call
little
it a
niblet,
niblet?
and I think
Niblet.
with Irky being here, I think it's appropriate. But there was a
All right,
pretty
let's hear
notable
it.
there's a pretty notable signing that the Knicks just made 3 days ago that I think is going to be a
Yes.
pretty good signing that's going to bolster their bench. And in my opinion, I think it does make the Knicks a little bit of the favorite to come out of the East. And I was a little surprised that this guy hadn't been signed, but Malcolm Brogdon signed with the
Yes.
Knicks. And obviously, there's a little Celtics wrinkle there with him being on the Celtics a couple of years ago. So I just wanted to throw it out to Irky and kind of get his thoughts on the signing and what he thinks this does for the Knicks.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, that's really on a low key underrated signing, I think, and something that I think the Knicks have been missing, or not necessarily missing, but haven't been able to put all together, is the minutes when Brunson's not on the floor. Who is a good point guard to run the offense? They've tried McBride; he can be more of a shooter. Campaign came to run the offense a little bit last year. He again is a spark plug. I think Brogdon is going to be such a key piece. They drafted Tyler Kolek last year, and again, this is another thing. They also signed Landry Shamet, who was on the team last year, but he was also remaining out there. So bringing those two players on might change something, and we might be looking at a trade soon because They just might have too many people on the roster, so where we might lose Tyler Kolek or Pacom Dadier. But I really think Brogdon was just like a really under the radar signing in the sense that he can come on, command that second unit, give Brunson, some of the starters, a bit of a break. And you know what? Like we've seen him be really productive. I think it was the veterans minimum that they signed him for. So it's a really a low risk, high reward kind of situation. And it balances out the roster and the lineup a lot more. And we're not dealing with a Tibbs lineup anymore, where we're only playing 6 or 7, 8 players. This time we have a coach who should play most of their bench, and this team just got really deep, I think, and they're going to make some noise. And I don't know who else necessarily. I'm not going to put them as the best in the East because you never know who can show up. But on paper, man, it looks really good. It looks like I don't know who else can really compete at that point. You know what I
J
mean? So
Matt's Cleveland
I was
Cavaliers.
just about to say the
yeah, they're
Cavaliers,
good too.
baby.
Cavaliers are good. Yeah, I mean it's going to be a competition, but
Milwaukee can't sleep on Giannis. Giannis is still
sure,
Giannis.
they made a lot of moves, and they've Dame's in
Uh,
another city now. We got Kyle Kuzma over there, so that's interesting too. The Pacers, they could be interesting, but Halliburton's out, so
Yeah,
that's
I
going to
I
be interesting. I don't know.
I think
it's wide
Cleveland's
open.
really the big gun here. I forgot who they traded for. It wasn't Poole. Who was it? Um, it's slipping me right now, but they're gonna have a full year with him underneath their belt. They got rid of Niang and a couple other guys for this guy. I forgot who it was, but they brought him in mid-season, and I just thought that was gonna, it's tough to bring in someone
Oh,
mid-season, have the
DeAndre
team
Hunter.
gel.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh
DeAndre
yeah,
Hunter.
yes, he's good.
So for me, that was a big missing piece for them, I think. So it's again, like J Matt said, I'm kind of hopping on that bandwagon right now too. We'll see what happens, and then again,
I
you
don't
can't
know.
forget about the Celtics. They're always going to be a dark horse.
Yeah, Jalen
I
Brown
would
is very
keep
good
it in your
player. He could
pants for
easily leave.
Brogdon.
Oh well, okay. What are we thinking, Brogdon here? I was about to just give you some love on Jalen Brown, saying that he could definitely lead you guys in spite of Tatum being out. But I mean, what do you tell me about your Celtics experience to Brogdon?
Well, he was great with the Celtics, but I just feel like he's just a little bit older now, maybe a little broken down. I think he'll provide that like veteran presence off the bench, which will be really nice for the Knicks. But as much as for productivity, I wonder how much he has left in the tank. That's all.
I
His,
I
agree
his
with
think
you,
defense,
G.
his defenses can be lacking. His offense is great, and I think that's where you guys are going to utilize him to be an instant spark plug off the bench. But he's also going to cost you in some games defensively, which happened with us. But I think it's also 2 years removed since he's been, not on the Celtics, and 2 more years of age in this league probably doesn't help in that regard. But again, like you said, low risk, high reward signing. Like to
Absolutely.
me, to me, I saw that and I was like, wow, Knicks did really good there.
No brainer. Yeah.
Let's let's rewind and I will say my expectations are not like he's going to be a star or an all-star or anything off the bench or anything, but that's the excitement coming from a low risk, high reward potential. You know what I mean? If he does anything other than just managing the second unit and leading the offense in a good motion where they can score and be bucket getters, then I'm happy with that. That's really it. It's giving Jalen Brunson the time off the court to get his legs under him, so when he comes back on the court, he can do his thing with the rest of the starters.
I feel
Yeah, I
like that would
think
be a really good name for the New York Knicks, the New York Bucket Getters.
Bucket getters,
I
baby.
like that.
We're getting
go
bucket
get that
getters.
bucket, baby.
Getting
No,
buckets.
I mean, look, Malcolm Brogdon's a good signing for the Knicks. He's going to give you that second unit leader that you need. When it comes to the Celtics, I'm more so just hoping this team keeps themselves in a playoff spot because every day that I look across the social media channels, that man that wears number 0 just looks to be a little bit more out and about, a little more spring in his step, a little more just seemingly trying to get himself back as soon as he
Don't
can.
play him. Don't play him next
Biggie,
year. Don't
I'm
play
telling
him.
you right fucking now,
He's playing, buddy.
March. March. And
Don't do it. Don't do
You
it.
think?
Don't do it.
March.
You think?
Get him
March.
100% healthy for the following season. It's
If he's
not worth it.
100% ready to go in March, you let him go, dude.
It's
As
I
Murray
think I
Hirsch
think
said, you
Depends on where
don't
you
punt.
are.
I
We've
think
already had this discussion. You don't punt
I
on a you
think
don't
I
punt on a
You
think
play to
season.
win.
you play to win, but I also think this season is not about a championship for the Celtics. This season is about seeing what you have for the next wave. And you
But
want to what? don't do something that's going to risk an
But
injury to
Eric,
Tatum long
if
term.
he's game time ready to go in March, why would you not play him?
Put him
Especially
on
if you're in a
ice
position
since
where you can actually do something and you're
And
a
to
contender.
further that conversation, why wouldn't you play him A? But B, what to Big E's point, you will have seen almost 6 months of play of this team and the players that you're trying to get a gauge on whether or not they're viable players to be on this roster. The last part of that, in my opinion, is when you insert Tatum into the lineup because he's going to be a focal point no matter what. How do their games evolve and adjust to Tatum being there? And which of these two, three, maybe four players that really haven't gotten the experience on this team with him or without him mesh into that and become this team going into the next season where you probably have championship aspirations? Just very close to the screen right now.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, he's the franchise, and I feel like you're playing with fire if you're trying to rush him back, and
No,
maybe
but we're not talking about rushing back.
but let me finish. I was saying maybe he is ready, and if he is, then you want to. I trust that Brad Stevens is going to make the right decision for this roster, and if Brad Stevens thinks, hey, putting him out there is not the right move for this team. I'm going to have Brad Stevens back 100%, which whatever way he decides to go. So that is my take here. Personally, I'm a little bit of a worrier. So I'm worried that if we put him out there, that something bad's going to happen. But if Brad's all for it, Joe's all for it, then I'm for it. And I'm putting my trust in the
I won't be
professionals.
I won't be surprised if he doesn't play. Don't get me wrong. I won't be surprised. But based on everything that I'm seeing and knowing who Tatum is as a player and
And hearing.
him being one of the few people that uh really make a point to try and play as much as they can, I think he's going to be itching to get back as quick as
Is
possible. So
You want
is
to
he
don't be surprised if he is absolutely freaking yoked by the time he comes back
he
because
looks yoked already.
that dude is
Should
just
be.
working out like crazy because he
That's
can't
what
do
I
all
would be
the
doing.
things that he would normally be doing to train. So he's like, you
Eat
know
and
what?
lift. Eat and lift.
I'm just gonna lift and get jacked.
And
That's
eat
what
and
is
I've
he
lift.
noticed from all the pictures is like he looks bigger. And it's not like a fat bigger. Like he just looks like he's
Wider.
all he's been doing is working his upper body out and like just getting absolutely yoked. So I don't know. It could be a new person coming back on the court, which would be cool too.
Irky, chime in with any final basketball takes. Then I got a segment that I've been waiting a long time to get back to somebody that soon.
Well, the last thing I'll say regarding basketball, I think what will be interesting when it comes to the East is Miles Turner moving over to Milwaukee changes things for both of those teams and two of the stronger teams and contenders we were just talking about. I think we're going to see something different in the East, and it'll be pretty shaken up this year. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, going to be an interesting basketball season. Lots of movement across the league, injuries to account for when it comes to teams that have been at the top, and fun NBA season coming back. And something coming back right now is a
Without further
segment
ado,
that I have had the great fortune of leading us into the past few weeks. But truly, there's only one man for this job. He's back,
only
better
one.
than ever. Only the one, the only, Big E. It's that time of the week.
Can you smell he's cooking?
It's always blowing out the mic.
Hey,
Always. It wouldn't be.
it's my favorite time of the week. It's a time where we talk about the things that, make us go, "Ugh, this sucks. I hate this." Things that make me go, "Yeah,
Ew.
oh." And then there are the
Ew.
things that are stupendous that make me want to get up out of my chair and want to make me yell to the heavens and go, "Oh yeah!" The things that I love. Who has a yeah oh or an oh yeah this week?
I have a I don't know if we've talked about it. Have we talked about red zone and commercials yet?
We probably did chime in on this, but it's certainly a yeah. Oh, I am not a fan.
You
I
know,
don't know
Not
if
a
I'm
as
a
fan.
much
fan.
as I watched Red Zone in between the Giants game, I didn't even catch the commercials this go around. But maybe that was just me. I wouldn't be a fan of it if I saw it.
It's the
It's
principle. It's the
it is the
principle.
principle. Yeah,
It's not the
yeah.
fact. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's only, I think, like 90 seconds total out of 7 hours. So, like, it really is very minuscule,
But
but
it's a
it's the
slippery slope.
For
principle.
now.
It's the
Yeah, 90 seconds this
what
season. Not
I
100
Yeah,
why
it's a
can't
next
slippery
season.
slope.
why can't I hear Scott Hansen say, "Hey, we got 7 hours of uninterrupted football"? Like, I just want to hear that phrase. Come
Give
on.
the
Yeah,
give the
They
guy a
yeah.
must
Texas
they must
catheter.
calf that guy.
Also,
Yeah, give him
also,
a Texas cath and let him go.
if that's the thing and you wanted to keep it commercial free, why wouldn't you structure it around the sense of something along the lines of NFL Red Zone brought to you by XYZ company? Because nobody would have a problem with that and have their branding across the ticker and all these other places. But like by Verizon or whoever, it's just like
Half the
just
population
sell the
watching.
entire sponsorship package to one company and don't fuck up the product and the integrity of what it's been.
It's
Or
so
even prior
stupid.
to the show too.
It's just stupid because you want to honestly they could have doubled the price of Red Zone. People would be a little bit upset about that, but people would be not as up in arms as the commercials.
But
I
they'll
Agreed.
pay it.
swear to God,
Agreed.
because I would pay more to not have the commercials.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think everybody would.
That is my take, and I think that like most people feel the same way.
So
Yeah.
Red Zone,
Agree.
if you hear this, give us back our Red Zone without commercials,
Let
you
us,
fucking assholes.
I'll pay more.
yeah. You
Yeah.
heard it here first. We'll pay more. Not
We'll
We'll
bow.
give you
speaking
more.
to
We'll give you more money.
yeah, yeah.
Shut up
This
and take my money.
from us. Take the
We already
money.
have it.
All right. Any other oh yeahs or yeah ohs? We didn't have most of this crew with us last week, so if anybody wants to rewind to Austin, you certainly can as well and put that on the
I,
table. We did have some great discussion about Austin, but if anybody wants to go back, you can.
We can rebring it up.
I got
Find
I got
the
one
stories.
I got one oh yeah that made me pretty pumped this weekend. And it was just seeing Cam Scatabo running angrily
My
just
draft crush.
through dudes. Dude, he is something else. And I saw a stat. He had his 42-yard, rushes for the 42 yards rushing for the day. 41 of those after contact, just barreling and just bruising guys. And man, as a
41
Giants
yak.
fan, yeah, as a Giants fan and just as a
Yak.
football fan, you just love to see it. So when I saw him the last 2 weeks, even limited in week one, but those limited runs were bully runs. And I stood up at the screen and I said, "Oh yeah,
Football guy.
big
Well
football
done,
guy,
Ran
Matt.
through your wall.
Scatabo."
I got an oh yeah. I got an oh yeah to I think the undisputed kicker in football, Brandon Aubrey. That dude is
Andy
nails.
Borealis.
No, he's the
Irky
opposite of Andy
yesterday.
Borealis. No, but honestly, I think
He's
Aubrey's going to
yeah.
kick a 70-yarder this season. I don't even think
I hope he
it's a
does.
question. I think it will be.
Didn't Tucker do that though?
I
Or
don't
He's
know
at
no?
if Tucker.
65.
Or was
I don't
it
know if Tucker. I
65?
don't know if well
Okay.
Tucker has got his own issues right now with the massages.
Sure.
So let's not
Yeah.
talk about Justin Tucker. He's in the same vein
Whatever.
as Deshaun Watson these days.
Mm.
But I do think Brandon Aubrey, that dude is a game changer and like just nails. I got to give my hats off to that dude because
Extra
he's
leg.
just awesome.
This also goes back to on a more like serious note from a sports perspective. The kicker in the NFL is one of the most important positions because it almost came back to bite the Patriots in the ass, to be quite honest, him missing one of those
Should
extra
have.
points. Because
Yeah, oh, yeah, oh.
if A-Chain had
Andy.
if A-Chain had scored at the end of the game, you're at 34 to 33 when you should have been up 35, 34, 34, 34 if he only misses one of them. So like those points left on the board are fucking huge. And that's back to the margin for the Patriots. They're lucky that didn't come back and completely destroy them. But no, having a kicker that you can put out there and you got to give the Borealis credit. He did hit the 50-plus yarder there to push it to 6 and made
Borealis effect.
Milton Williams was able to get that sack and wind the clock down. But no, the kicker is important. You got to have a good kicker in the league. Uh, sorry for the
And
serious
maybe
kicker
not in
talk.
fantasy.
No, you can't do that. It's coming back as
Yeah,
the
we
flex next
took
year.
him
I'd
out.
like to let's timestamp this. Episode 53, we're about an hour in. The kicker should be allowed to be used as a flex player.
Bringing back the
We
kicker.
can
Vote,
That would
we
be
bring
a
on the
can vote on
votes.
this.
wild move.
Max will
For the,
keep him.
for those that don't know,
Justin Tucker,
we got
16th.
rid of the kicker last year
I
and we added a second flex position, which has been popular by some, unliked by others.
No,
I'm
I
not.
never said I didn't like
too
it.
early to
Let's
say.
let's just open it up to the full range of players. If it's a flex, let it be a kicker. Let it be a defensive player.
Super flex.
Super
Superflex
flex that shit.
Let's do
QB.
a
I like
quarterback.
that. Let's do that.
Oh, oh God. Now we're getting into hairy water.
Chaos.
Ah,
And you.
I'll
Everybody
take
needs a
Lamar
quarterback. You
and
get a quarterback.
Josh Allen in the first round and second round.
yeah,
Yep.
okay. Lovely. All right, boys. This has been a lot of fun, as always, getting together, chopping it up, talking sports. Irky, appreciate you making the time for us. Always good to have you on the
Having
show. In terms of Irky's hat, Irky, show the audience your hat a little bit. That's right.
Well,
Right. No guest next week. We got a bro show next week, but then we got cousin Sam coming up on 2 weeks from today, September 29th. Big Easy,
Bang
you got
those
a comment?
drums.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I know it's a week early, but I want to wish you bros a happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Chag
Year.
Sameach, my
That's
Chag
Chag
Samaya.
brother.
Sameach
Sameach.
to all of our
Pesach.
faithful tribe members and have a sweet new year for those
Shana
celebrating.
Tova.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah. And on the ripe note, you can enjoy your Jewish New Year with a new album out Friday for the boys.
Let's
So
go.
good stuff.
That gets a big oh yeah.
Oh
That is
yeah.
that
He
is a
just
big
broke
oh
his
yeah.
screen.
That is a big, yep, big,
I
the
feel like I'm
biggest
That
cutting
ever.
was a
wrestling.
big oh
I feel
yeah.
like I'm cutting wrestling promos here. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good to see
Can I
you,
get an oh
fellas.
yeah?
The Pike taking this baby on home. Sox with 3 against the A's, and then Tampa. Patriots Steelers 1 o'clock game from Gillette, Foxborough Sunday. And Sunday as well, right after, you can catch the Bruins in their preseason opener against the Capitals. You'll hear the sweet pipes of our other guests, RJ, back on 98.5 as well. So good luck to RJ, Bob Beers, and all of our friends getting ramped up for
Todd
winter sports
Angeli.
season. Todd Boy getting the vocal cords going. Yeah, yeah, all good shit. Sarge on the call, PA. We've got
Let's
a lot
go.
of people that are
No.
mid-season or about to get going. So good luck
I'll have
to
to talk to
all our
Jemai
guests.
soon.
Yeah, Jemai is about to wind down. So Jemai has
Get
a
him
very,
on.
very short window we fit him into. The baseball off-season spectacular will certainly come back with Jemai. That's got to be an annual tradition with him.
Hell yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
for tonight, that'll wrap things up. Near, far, wherever you are, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Latest.